Hey guys, Carp from CQB Radio here. I normally don't do a ton of tutorial videos, but I want to show you real quickly how to install the Magpul PTS UBR stock on an AEG. Right here I've got the VFC M4 E series, and I'm going to be installing the UBR stock on that. So let's get started here. First thing you're going to want to do is take off your standard LE stock. To do that, you're going to press like this, pull it to the end of the buffer tube, and then you're going to actually pull down on the far end, kind of like this, and then pull it off the rest of your buffer tube. Get it out of the way. Basically at this point you'll have the buffer tube exposed. You want to take a hex wrench, and underneath here there's a little hex nut that you're going to want to take off. So let me do that and I'll come back to the video here. Okay, once you get the little hex nut out, which is right here, you're going to take this end piece off. You're going to take a nice long screwdriver, run it down to the end of your buffer tube inside, and then there's a screw in there. You're going to loosen that, and then you can take the entire buffer tube right off. Once you get your buffer tube off, you can pull off this little plate, which is where you'd put on a sling mount if you want to pop this guy off. I'm going to install this sling mount instead. So basically, you're going to just slide it on like this and leave it there. Now here's where some of the key pieces come in. I got this from Airsoft Extreme for review. What you do have to actually put our purchase from Airsoft Extreme is the Magpul PTS UBR install kit, and it's going to cost you a little bit extra money, but that's what allows you to put it on AEG and actually stay in place nice and solid. So I've tried a million times. I've tried with different guns. I've gotten all over the internet to try to find different options to install without the little extra kit, but you really do need the extra kit from everything that I found. So get on Airsoft Extreme. You can buy the UBR stock and the install kit as well. Alright, so you slide this sling mount on right here. Then you get this extra little piece here, and this is basically a spacer that you're going to put on, right like that. And you'll see in a little bit when the UBR stock gets slid on why that piece is important. Alright, now here's a shot of the UBR stock slightly disassembled. As you can see, I took out the little storage space, the doors there, and I separated these two pieces. Basically, you want to take this part of the UBR stock, just take it out of the way, and this is basically the buffer tube of the UBR stock. You can see down here in the end, and then the other end right here. Okay, next thing you want to do is take this little end piece off, which is really easy to do. Just unscrew it. I dropped mine on the ground, but that's okay. Now you've got the buffer tube, and you're going to be attaching it to that. Okay, let me get some of the pieces together, and then we'll show you what the next step is. Alright, now with the install kit, you're going to get lots of different pieces. For this particular AEG, this is the one that's going to work best. You can see it looks kind of like a buffer tube, and it's got two slots, one going down each side. Alright, you want that guy. And then I've got a nice long screw that comes with it, and then this little end piece. Now depending on what it looks like inside your gun, when you take the buffer tube out, might want to use some different parts, but these are the two pieces I'm going to need. So what you're going to do basically at this point is you're going to take this piece. Now I'm doing this with one hand, so I got to keep pausing the video, but you're going to take this piece and you are going to run it down inside the buffer tube so that the two slots are right down the side like this. And then once it's inside, you're going to take this buffer tube with that piece inside and slide it right over here on the post. And I'll show you that in 1 second. Alright, so it's a little bit hard to do because it's so dark inside, but basically you put this buffer tube on, then you slide down that extra piece inside. Now on the post there are two kind of rails running along the side. You want to line those two slots on the extra piece you're putting inside, up with those rails, and then you put it down in. Next thing you want to do, take this nice long screw with this end piece, you're going to drop it down in. Let's see, like so. And then you're going to get a hex wrench and tighten that guy down, and I'll show you what that looks like in 1 second. Okay, so there's the UBR buffer tube attached to the AEG, to the receiver here. You'll see also I got my sling plate mounted there. There's this little thing that could be in the way, so if you want to actually put a QD sling, you could attach it there. I've got the sling plate here because I just like that. Now, regardless of if you put the sling plate on or not, this little extra piece that I put on before is the spacer. If you don't have that little spacer in there, there will be a little bit of space between this guy and your sling plate. Not a huge issue. It's not going to give you a huge wobble. You can still tighten it down fine, but this makes it nice and tidy and neat. Alright, as you can see, I got the buffer tube on. I basically just slid the rest of the stock on. You got some cheek rest options here as well that you can attach with the tiny little screws that come with it. And you are good to go. So that's how you install your Magpul UBR stock. Again, you can get both the UBR stock at Airsoft Extreme and the accessory kit to get it installed properly, the installation kit. So Send me a message if you got questions. It was definitely a major challenge for me to find resources, so that's why I'm putting this together. Hopefully it's a help to you guys. Alright, this is Carp, signing off.